Did y'all see Trump sign an executive order allowing teachers to physically discipline your kids within the classroom? How y'all feel about that? Because I wish my son's teacher would put their hands on him. I wish they would.
You let a motherfucker touch my damn child, any of the three that came out of my goddamn birth canal, and see if I ain't gonna turn that school up the side down, sideways, all around, everything. Y'all gonna see my ass on the national news. You better go ahead and give me my inmate number right now, because I'm gonna turn that bitch upside the fuck down. Like,
if this somehow get passed, it's gonna be bad as fuck. And I'm gonna give y'all the reasons, but hold up. If I was a student still and the teacher decided to put their hands on me, it's up. I'm telling you, it's on site. I'm a spell. They want to allow teachers to do this. This ain't no fuck Matilda. This is why it would be bad. These YNs now, they don't give a thing. It's going to be bad if a teacher decide to touch the wrong YN. We already got enough school incidents. We don't need no more school incidents. And the way these kids' brains now, it's going to be fucking rising that shit. And you mean to tell me they would take away the ability for parents to discipline their child, but they want to allow a teacher to do it? Make it make sense, y'all.
He's opening up a can of worms, because let me tell you something. As a Latina, any person, anyone puts their hands on my kids, I will wipe the floors of those hallways with that teacher.
And that puts us back in a place where hopefully the Department of Education can focus on education and teachers can focus on teaching in a safe environment.
And this was important for you, Linda. I understand it.
Yeah, absolutely, because it gives teachers the authority now to have discipline in their classroom and discipline the person who is being disruptive.
Where was the outrage when all of the school pew-pewings occurred and all of our children were being mowed down? So this lawless cabinet, this lawless administration is focusing on teachers disciplining children, but they don't want to hold those who pew these children in schools accountable. They don't want to hold the NRA accountable, but they want to ensure that teachers can put their hands on children to discipline them. Is that what I'm hearing?
Teachers have had to endure and put up with a lot of crap since they took discipline out of schools.
So Trump just signed an executive order about school discipline reform, and many parents in America are outraged. The idea of teachers disciplining students, especially physically, is being met with resistance. But as someone who was born and raised in Africa, I want to share my honest opinion. Discipline in schools is necessary. In fact, it's what has helped many of us grow into responsible, respectful, and morally upright adults. In most African countries, teachers are still allowed to discipline children. And I'm not talking about abuse. Nobody supports that. I'm talking about reasonable correction, a tap on the hand, kneeling, or even a few strokes with a cane. These are not given out of anger, but to correct behavior. It's a system that has worked for generations. Children grow up knowing boundaries. They learn respect for teachers, for parents, for society. And this respect shapes who they become in the future. Now, compare that to what's happening in many American schools today. Children talk back to teachers with no consequences. Some students walk into class with firearms. Drug use among minors is on the rise. There are reports of children physically attacking their parents. How does a society get here? It starts with a lack of discipline. When children are never told no, when they are not corrected early, they grow up thinking they can do anything without consequences. Discipline is not abuse. There's a big difference. I've been disciplined by both teachers and parents. I was never beaten mercilessly, but I did get the cane when I messed up. And because of that, I learned. I never hated my teachers. In fact, I'm grateful to them. They cared enough to correct me. They didn't watch me throw away my future in the name of freedom or expression. They held me accountable, and I respect them more for it.
Hopefully, with this executive order President Trump has signed, they can get back to teaching, and there will be less meowing, barking, fighting, disruptions, needing litter boxes, all that crazy stuff that there were no consequences for. I know there's probably going to be plenty of you upset about this in the comments. You have been upset about everything else. I do not expect this to be different. But I can assure you, if you are not disciplining your children, the justice system will one day do it for you. I also respect everyone's right and choice to choose what is best for their family. But I do truly believe in discipline. I think it is absolutely necessary.
So I woke up this morning and I saw everybody's losing their shit online about Trump's new executive order allowing teachers to discipline students. And people are complaining because they think that teachers are going to be allowed to beat the shit out of their students. And I'm not gonna lie, some students need to get beat the shit out of, but their parents should do that, not the teachers. But the executive order is not even about allowing teachers to put any hands on the students. It's about allowing the teachers to discipline each individual student based on their misconduct, not their race. And don't get me wrong, every parent assumes that their child is an angel when 100% no, they are not. So Trump is pretty much taking away the racial quota, as they call it, allowing each individual student to be disciplined according to their actions. So that way they restore safety for the teachers and to the classroom, so that way everybody can learn the proper way. So if you think that teachers are going to be allowed to beat the shit out of your kids, you got another thing coming, because that's not what it's about. And the people that are complaining the most are the people that don't even have fucking kids. The goal is pretty much to restore teacher authority and safe classrooms by focusing on disciplining each individual student for their actions, not their race.
Some American parents are now threatening that if a teacher disciplines their child, they will deal with the teacher. But here's a question. Are these same parents raising disciplined children at home? If the answer is no, then they are leaving the burden entirely on schools. And if schools are not allowed to discipline, then what happens? Children run wild. Teachers are scared to correct them. The classroom becomes chaotic. Learning stops. And we wonder why the academic performance of many American students is declining. Let's be honest, children are not always innocent. They can be manipulative, disrespectful, and sometimes even violent. If a child curses a teacher, throws things, bullies classmates, or refuses to follow rules, what should the teacher do? Just stand there, send the child home, and when that doesn't work, suspend them? Then they stay at home and become worse? What America needs is a cultural shift in how discipline is viewed. Not every correction is abuse. Not every punishment is trauma. In Africa, the proverb is clear. Spare the rod, spoil the child. It means that if you don't discipline children, you destroy their future.
But Zay, these kids are bad nowadays. I understand all that, but that's besides the point. You knew what you was getting into when you became a teacher. The kids act the way they act now because they decided to take the rights away from parents to discipline them. So the kids, knowing the parents can't discipline them, they act up. And you think you're going to be able to discipline them? You got to be out your damn mind.
Yesterday, Donald Trump issued an executive order allowing teachers to physically discipline students. I think you guys heard me, but I'm just going to repeat this one for you guys. Yesterday, Donald Trump signed an executive order for teachers to physically discipline students. They said that first Obama, then Biden put in place guidance so teacher couldn't physically discipline students. So now they're changing that. Now, teachers, let me give you guys a good advice. Don't adhere to this. Don't put your hands on anybody's child. It's a setup. It's a setup. Because some people go to jail for theirs. And I'm just telling y'all, this is a setup to get people hurt. So don't do it. Just send them to the principal office, and the principal will deal with it. But do not put physically discipline anybody's child. We're not in Catholic school back in the day. This is 2025. Please don't let the Trump administration pump you guys up to do something, get yourself hurt or in trouble. Okay? Good advice. Leave people's kids alone and just teach them. Do what you do best. Just teach them. That's my advice to you guys. All right? You guys have a blessed day. Bye-bye.
In Africa, the proverb is clear. Spare the rod, spoil the child. It means that if you don't discipline children, you destroy their future. And that is what we are saying. In some parts of the Western world, children with no guidance, teenagers addicted to substances, young people committing crimes and ending up in prison, then society blames the system. But the system began to break the moment discipline was removed from home and the classroom. What Trump is trying to do might not be perfect, and I'm not saying he has all the answers. I never supported many of his policies, but on this one, on this issue of bringing back discipline to schools, I agree. He's right to say enough is enough. The safety of students and teachers is at stake. There have been too many school shootings, too many violent incidents, and most of the time the warning signs were there: unruly behavior, defiance, lack of respect for rules, but nobody could touch these kids. Why? Because of fear. Fear of being sued, fear of backlash, fear of parents. It's time for parents to look at the bigger picture. A teacher is not your enemy. If a teacher corrects your child, they're helping you raise your child. Instead of threatening teachers, how about you work with them? Ask why your child was disciplined. Investigate the behavior. If your child was wrong, support the teacher. That is what happens in many African homes. A child gets disciplined at school and gets another round at home, not out of hate, but out of love, because we understand that discipline builds character. To the parents who are worried about abuse, your concern is valid. No child should be physically or emotionally harmed. But let's not throw away the entire idea of discipline because of a few bad examples. There can be guidelines, there can be limits, there can be supervision. We can create a system where teachers are held accountable but still empowered to maintain order. Discipline doesn't have to mean violence. It can mean structured consequences. It can mean writing punishments, cleaning duties, standing detention. The point is, action must follow misbehavior. In America, too many children grow up with no boundaries. Everything is allowed, everything is a choice, but life doesn't work that way. The real world has rules. There are consequences for breaking them. If children don't learn this early, they struggle later in life. They get fired from jobs, they break laws, they can't handle rejection or correction. And we wonder why mental health issues are rising, why crime is rising, because we are raising a generation that has never been told no. And let's not pretend that all children are the same. Some children need stricter correction than others. Some learn with just a warning, others push boundaries until someone pulls them back. If we remove discipline entirely, we are failing these children. We are watching them spiral and doing nothing to stop it. American society needs to stop glamorizing disrespect. Being loud, defiant, and disobedient is not confidence. And unfortunately, this dysfunction is now spreading even to other parts of the world through social media. African kids watch how American kids act and think it's cool. They start imitating, but they don't see the consequences. They don't see the depression, the broken families, the school dropouts, the criminal records. Trump's order might upset many people, especially those who think any form of correction is harmful, but we need to ask ourselves, what's more harmful? A child being corrected when they misbehave, or a child growing up with no morals and ending up in jail or unalived? Discipline is love. Real love doesn't let you destroy your future. Real love says, I care too much to let you behave like this. Real love doesn't pamper bad behavior. It confronts it. That is what good parents do. That is what good teachers should be allowed to do. We can put laws in place to prevent abuse, but don't tie teachers' hands completely. Give them the authority to manage their classrooms. Give them tools, not just textbooks and chalk, but also the power to correct. Because without discipline, education means nothing. You can't teach a child who doesn't respect you. You can't impart knowledge in a classroom that's full of chaos. To American parents, discipline is not the enemy. And to the government, support your teachers, protect the classroom. And to the students, understand that discipline is for your good. One day, you'll thank the teacher who corrected you. Anyway, guys, let me know what your thoughts are. Drop your comment and also remember to subscribe, like, and share as well. And until next time, bye-bye.